Plymouth Argyle, of course, they make some traction within the playoff spots. But of course, what's going to happen this weekend? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. Prediction video today. We're looking forward to Matchday number 39 over in League One, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, keep your bang out today. All things League One related, Pepper Rose related, world football doing. I don't know here, boys. Under one Rooski, of course, that's probably the biggest winners over the past this mini week. Of course, as Plymouth Argyle start to climb the table, make some ground in those playoff spots. Also, big wins at the foot of the table for Shrewsbury, of course, as they try to give themselves a big old boost to avoid those relegation spots. We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a minute. Of course, I'm going to look forward to the next round of matches, which, of course, will take place this weekend. But until then, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. Thank you for love, of course, behind the scenes. You know who you are. You special bunch of people. But anyway, if you want to become the latest member of the Patreon gang, check out the link, hopefully, down below, in at least the description. But anyway, here we go. Let's take a look at the games, just a handful of them. Of course, this past midweek, not Shrewsbury, we'll get to them in a minute. Sheffield Wednesday, a 1-1 draw against Accrington, Stanley, big point for them on the road, even though their season's pretty much over. Sheffield Wednesday, of course, dropped a couple of points there as well. Crewe did lose to Wigan, of course, making ground at the top of the table. Charlton picked up a massive 1-0 win for them over Gillingham. Plymouth, though, big win for them over their bit of naval rivals. 1-0 win over Pompey. 3-2 win was my pick. Rotherham with a 2-1 win themselves over Lincoln City, of course, to keep their heat at the top of the table. Shrewsbury, though, monster winners with the 5-0 win over Morecambe, and of course Wycombe picked up the 1-0 win over Fleetwood Town. This is what the table looks like. Rotherham, of course, top of the pops right now. They have 4 points clear over Wigan, who do have 2 games in hand. MK Dons breathing down Wigan's neck. Oxford, Plymouth, and Sunderland make up the top 6. The playoffs at the time being, though. Sheffield Wednesday have a game in hand, though. Hopefully they can oust the Morecambes on this one. Wycombe are in 8th as well, within touching distance. And there's a bit of a gap between Ipswich, Pompey, and the like. Down the foot of the table, Crewe, Doncaster, Morecambe, and Gillingham at the moment going down. But you can't rule out Fleetwood, you can't rule out Wimbledon, but I think realistically it's 19th and down that are in that relegation spot. Shrewsbury, Lincoln doing themselves monster favours in the end. But yeah, promotion wise, I think I'm going to give it to Pompey. I think 10th and upwards are in the thick of things. The rest, I think Bolton, you're going to just have to settle for another season in League One and maybe make a push. So between Bolton and Lincoln, I think those guys they can go on their holidays now. I think it's going to be pretty much over as we enter the final 7 or 8 games or whatever it is this season. But keep on fighting. Of course, you never give up. You never give up. You never say never. This scores big wins for Russell Frosty there, 6 points on the board. And of course, Pennywise, Shane O'Donnell, and Manchester make up the power 3 there. That's for the last weekend, but of course, or last week. These are the next. This is the mini leaderboard. Deep at the Great, of course, 90 points on the board. And 37, of course, and Shane O'Donnell making up the power 3. That's of course the mini leaderboard. The master leaderboard is bubbling nicely, and of course, we'll see it very soon as we get closer to the end of the month. If you want to get involved, it's free. Get involved. Cutley/League One. Of course, and then here we go for the next games. So let's jump in the deep end and have a little look at it, shall we? Of course, kicking all off with Cambridge up against MK Dons. Let's get in the deep end on this one. Coming at you on Saturday, March the 19th. They played each other 4 times in 2014. 1 win for Cambridge, 3 for MK Dons, and 0 draws. Though Cambridge, though, without a win in 4, now 42% form up against the MK Dons side, who have picked up at least they're unbeaten in the last 6, 92% form for them at the moment. Last time played each other in Cambridge was the 1 win for MK Dons. That was back in October 2018. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture in Stadium MK was back in November. That was a 4-1 win for the MK Dons as well. Milton Keynes picked up a draw against Wigan last time round. Of course, Cambridge got battered by Sheffield Wednesday last time round. They haven't scored in the last 3 games. Kicking on forward, though, the odds for this one, 13-5 is your Cambridge, 5-2 is your draw. Even Stevens is your MK Dons. They should take the W here. 2-0 win for them, and another goalless affair for Cambridge. Kicking on forward, Charlton up against Burton over at the Valley. That's right, coming at you. Last time they played each other 5 times in 2008. 3 wins for Charlton, 2 for Burton, and 0 draws, of course. Charlton, though, just 1 win and 6 for them, 25% form up against Burton side. Also 1 win and 6, 25% form for them at the moment. Last time played the over in the Valley, it was a 2-1 win for Burton. That was back in February 2021. The reverse fixture over at the Pirelli, of course, was a 1-0 win for Charlton back in November. Charlton picking up a 1-0 win over Gillingham. Of course, Burton picking up a 3-2 win over Fleetwood. Big wins for both those 2 sides last time around. Of course, Charlton, of course, 23-20 for the victory, 11-5 is your draw, 9-4 is your away win. That's Burton. Of course, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Charlton to make it back-to-back wins as Johnny Jackson's boys, Joshua Jackson, whatever the heck his name is, gets the double here on this one. Cheltenham, of course, they'll be here next season, I imagine. Wimbledon, the jury's out. 10 times they played each other since 2011, 3 wins apiece and 4 draws. Of course, 1-2, lost 2, drawn 2 for the last 6 for Cheltenham, 50% form up against the Wimbledon side, who've lost the last 3. In fact, they're winless in the last 19. Of course, last time played in Cheltenham was a draw. That was back in October 2014. In League 2, the reverse fixture at Plough Lane was a 2-2 draw back in February. Cheltenham with a 3-1 over Morecambe. Of course, Wimbledon with a 2-0 loss over Lincoln, and they haven't scored in 3 games in a row. That's pretty woeful. Coming at you though, the odds for this one: Cheltenham 21-20 for the victory, 25 is draw, and 25 is your away win. That's Wimbledon on this. Going to go with the 2-0 for Cheltenham on this one to take it to the house. What have we got going on here? What have we got going on here? Crewe up against Bolton Wanderers. Let's get the deep end on this one then, shall we? Now these two sides. Played 11 times in 1988. 4 wins for Crewe, 5 wins for Bolton, and 2 draws. Scores just 1 win and 6 though for Crewe right now. 17% form up against the Bolton side. 1 win and 4 for them. 58% form over the last 6. Last time played in Crewe was a 2-1 win for Bolton. That was in the EFL Cup back in August 2017. The last time they played each other in Crewe in the league though was back in April 2001. It was a 2-1 win for Crewe. However, they also played each other this season over in Bolton. It was back in November. That was a 2-0 win for Bolton back in the day. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Of course, Bolton did lose to Plymouth last time around. Crewe pick up a 2-0 loss against Wigan. Have scored in back-to-back games as well. Coming at you. The odds for this one: Crewe 50-4 for the victory, 64 on is your Bolton, and 11-4 is your draw. I think Bolton going to nick this one they win. Unfortunately, Crewe look like they're lost this campaign. Hopefully, they'll bounce back next campaign. A bit of a yo-yo team between League 2 and League 1. Kicking on forward though, it's Gillingham up against Sheffield Wednesday. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Over at, what do they call it? Priestfields. The Priestfields, of course, played each other 9 times in the year 2004. Was Gillingham, 1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, and 4 draws. Of course, 1-2, lost 2. The last 4 for Gillingham, 42% form up against the Sheffield Wednesday side. Just 1 defeated by 6 for them, 75% form for them at the moment. Last time played each other over in Gillingham in the league. It was a 1-1 draw back in November 2002. However, they also played each other not too long ago. In fact, 2003 in Gillingham was a 4-1 win over in the FA Cup. They did play each other at Hillsborough this campaign. It was a 1-1 draw back in November. So Gillingham actually unbeaten against Sheffield Wednesday over the last 6. Give or take, maybe at least the last 6. Meanwhile, Gillingham pick up a 1-0 loss against Charlton. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday with a draw against Accrington Stanley last time round. The odds for this one: we got Gillingham 10-3 for the victory, 11-8 on Sheffield Wednesday, and 5-2 is your draw. Back, of course, the draw here, 1-1 draw in the end. Point in the bag for Gillingham, and of course, a bit of a 2 drop points for Sheffield Wednesday in their push for playoffs. Doncaster Rovers up against Fleetwood Town, a relegation 6 point if I ever saw one. Now, these two sides, of course, have played each other 13 times since 2014. 7 wins for Fleetwood, 3 for Doncaster, and 3 draws. Fleetwood, though, 5 defeats on the spin for them, 8% form up against the Doncaster side, just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, coming at you, last time around in Fleetwood was a 3-1 win for Fleetwood. That's back in February 2021. The reverse fixture at the Keynes was a 1-1 win for Fleetwood back in January this calendar year. Of course, Fleetwood picking up a 1-0 loss against Wycombe, and of course, Doncaster with a 1-0 loss against Gillingham last time around. The odds for this one, what we're looking at here, we are looking at Fleetwood coming at you. I can't see it. There it is. 4-3 on is your Fleetwood. They are your favourite. 60-5 is your away win. That's Doncaster. 35 is your draw. Going to go with a 1-0 for Fleetwood. Danny Butterworth with the goal. Kicking off forward, Lincoln City up against Sunderland, of course. Let's get into this one. Where is this then? There it is. Coming at you on Saturday as well. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, 9 times. It's done 19. 3 for Lincoln, 5 for Sunderland, and 1 draw. 1-2, lost 2. Lincoln in the last 4, 33% form over the last 6. Sunderland, though, unbeaten in the last 5, picking up 3 wins the last 4, 67% form over the last 6. Coming at you, though, last round over in Lincoln in the league. It was a 2-0 win for Lincoln. That was back in May 2021. They also played each other in Lincoln this season in the EFL Trophy Northern Group F. It was a 2-1 win for the Mackhams back in the day. They also played each other at the Stadium of Light. The reverse fixture was a 3-1 win for Lincoln back in January. Meanwhile, kicking off forward, Lincoln pick up a 2-1 loss against Rotherham, and of course Sunderland pick up a 2-0 win over Crewe last round. A must-win game for both these two sides. Really, Lincoln to get away from that drop zone, even though they think they're home and host anyway. But a big win needed for Sunderland. The odds for this one, then, shall we? We have Lincoln coming at you 2-1 for the victory, 13-10 is your Sunderland, and 9-4 is your draw. I'm going to back the home win here, 2-1 for Lincoln City. It's a difficult game, difficult place to go, Sinsel Bank, and hopefully Lincoln will do the honours and take the W on this one. Kicking off forward, Oxford up against Ipswich, probably the game of the weekend here over in League 1 at the Kazam. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, 11 times since 1996. 3 for Oxford, 3 for Ipswich, and 5 draws, of course. Oxford winning 5 of the last 6, 83% form. Meanwhile, Ipswich unbeaten the last 6, 75% form, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws over the last 6. Coming at you, though, last round at the Kazam was a 0-0 draw. In fact, Oxford unbeaten against Ipswich over the last 5. However, only 1 goal has been scored over the last 5 games between these two sides, and it was a 1-0 win for Oxford over at Portman Road. Of course, last time played each other at the Kazam, it was a 0-0 draw. The reverse fixture this season, of course, was a 0-0 draw as well. Meanwhile, Oxford coming to on the back of a 2-1 win over Shrewsbury. Ipswich coming to us on the back of a 0-0 draw against Pompey. And I've got 3 clean sheets on the bounce. It smells like a 0-0 already. Looking at the odds for this one, 11-10 is your Oxford, 23-10 is your draw, 9-4 is your away win. Back the near 0-0 one here, looking at that. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Oxford because they want it this season. They want it to go up. Kicking on forward, it's Plymouth Argyle up against Accrington Stanley. That's right, coming at you from the south west. Coming at you 17 times they played since 2011, 6 wins to Plymouth, 5 for Accrington, and 6 draws, of course. Coming at you though, Plymouth 4 on the spin for them, 67% form up against the Accrington town side, just 1 defeat plus 4 for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around over in Plymouth, there was a 2-2 draw back in January 2021. The reverse fixture this season was in November. It was a 4-1 win for Plymouth over in Accrington. Accrington, of course, coming to this on the back of a draw against Sheffield Wednesday. Plymouth picking up a 1-0 win over Pompey and coming into this on the back of 4 clean sheets on the bounce. Goodness gracious me. Not too shabby for Plymouth. Coming at you though, the odds. What are we looking at here for the odds? Plymouth are actually 11-8 on for the rookie, 30-5 is your draw, 60-5 is your Accrington Stanley. I'm going to go back Plymouth here, 1-0 win for them. And again, securing their teeth, their claws into a playoff spot at the moment. Looking very, very good for them. Pompey need to bounce back. And of course, a difficult game for them up against Wycombe over at Fratton Park. Now these two sides have played each other 15 times in 2012. 6 wins for Pompey, 4 for Wycombe, and 5 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat in the past 6 for Pompey right now. 67% form up against the Wycombe side. Unbeaten in the last 4, 58% form for them over the last 6. Last time they played each other in Fratton Park, there was a 2-0 win for Pompey. That was back in December 2019. The reverse fixture over at Adams Park was a 1-0 win for Pompey back in November. Portsmouth coming to this on the back of that loss against Plymouth and haven't scored in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, of course, Wycombe coming into this on back-to-back clean sheets for them. Picking up a 1-0 win over Fleetwood last time around. The odds for this one quite tight, I imagine. It is Portsmouth 21-20 for the 25 issue of Wycombe and 9-4 issue draw. Pompey are your favourites here. I'm going to give it to them as well. 2-1 win for them to again get themselves back in the hunt. Maybe for a push for playoffs themselves. Kicking off forwards, Rotherham against Shrewsbury, of course. Big win of Shrewsbury this past midweek, but of course Rotherham still top the table at the moment. Of course, heading into this one, they played each other 20 times in 2007, 6 wins for Rotherham, 8 wins for Shrewsbury, and 6 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat past 6 for Rotherham right now, 67% form up against the Shrewsbury town side. 1-2 lost 2 and draw 2 over the last 6, 50% form for them. Coming at you, the last time played each other over in Rotherham was a 0-0 draw. It was back in September 2019. They also played each other at Gay Meadow. Of course, it was a 0-0 draw back in March 2022. That was this just a couple of weeks ago. Rotherham with a 2-1 win over Lincoln. Shrewsbury picking up a 5-0 win over Morecambe last time around. The odds for this one though, we have got Rotherham coming at you. We are at 50-8 on for the victory. 3-1 is your draw. 90-4 is your away win here. Going to go with, of course, Rotherham here. 3-1 win. Impressive win to maintain top of the league status. Meanwhile, breathing down the next will be Wigan up against Morecambe. Coming at you this coming Saturday as well. Now these two sides have played each other 2 times in 2013. Of course, this time over the DW. Wycombe coming to this 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 5. Meanwhile, Wycombe, of course, under Derek Adams without a win now in the last 11 games. Of course, last time they played each other was in Morecambe at the Globe. It was a 2-1 win for Morecambe. That was back in January 2022. They've yet to play each other at the DW, so they'll be trying to make something of it. Of course, Morecambe though they did lose 5-0 drubbing by Shrewsbury. Meanwhile, Wigan picking up a 2-0 win over Crewe last time around. The odds for this one though, you back your Wigan here. 20-9 on for the victory. 10-3 is your draw. 11-2 is your away win. 2-0 win for Wigan to take it to the house. I'm going to give you a bonus one here. Of course, it is Plymouth up against Cheltenham. It is the midweek game, so we'll get into that one. It is the one and only game, I think, as we head into the international break of sorts. Now, these two sides have played just 17 times in 2003, 11 wins for Plymouth, 5 for Cheltenham, and 1 draw. Of course, like I said, not like I said, but like I said, 4 wins on the bounce for Plymouth. Heading into Cheltenham, of course, 1-2 lost 2, drawn 2 over the last 6, of course, not including this weekend's games. The last time played in Plymouth was a 2-0 win for Cheltenham. That was back in League 2 in September. The reverse fixture this season was a 2-0 win for Plymouth over in Cheltenham. Do I have odds? I don't have any odds on this one. Go with your gut. My gut says another win for Plymouth here. 2-1 win for them to make it 6 points this weekend. Of course, make it a right old surge for playoffs as well. That's, of course, my take on it. Be sure to get your own take on it as well. Cut // League 1. And, of course, we'll see you back around whenever, of course, the next game's coming around. But until then, guys, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and also on Patreon. But until then, we're done.